Hey everybody, today is Monday, June 6th, 2016, and I'm by myself today because I thought that I just wanted to share a little bit about what it's like being a caregiver for someone with, particularly, the only experience I have is with glioblastoma, but I know other people are caregivers for people with terminal diseases, and we have I've talked a little bit with a lot of different people, and my grandma has Alzheimer's, and my aunt takes care of her, and my grandpa takes care of her. Various other people that I've met during this journey whose spouses or family members have cancer and are going through the same thing. And this is going to be a hard post because I'm just going to keep it real. So, a little update on Benny. He's at radiation right now. His mom took him this morning, and this is a nasty disease. Oh my God, I hate it so much. I can't even tell you how much I hate it. Benny's progressing pretty quickly in his disease, and it's really hard to watch. You know, there are things that you know that are going to happen, and you think you might be ready for them, but no matter how ready you think you are, you're not ready. And when they hit, it's devastating. This past weekend, yesterday, Benny started losing his hair. And that's from the radiation, and I know that seems like a small thing, but it makes it really real. You think you're ready, but you're not. And so I just want to kind of, tell him that. A lot of times when I tell him I love him, I'll, do this to his face or something. And I just went to put my hand down the side of his head, and I said, "Hey, I love you, babe. How you doing?" Because he wasn't looking very good, and I just had a whole handful of hair. And it just hit me. This disease is so real. Watching a family member suffer is undescribable, really, especially a husband. It's really difficult. Someone who's your rock and who is supposed to be your partner in life, and it's just not as possible to be there like they were. And the fact that you can't fix it for them. A lot of things you can fix in life, but this you can't fix. It just is what it is. And in the end, it takes their life, and it takes your dreams, and you're done. So I don't know if Benny will watch this or not. But Benny's really confused, and we knew that was going to happen with the radiation. It's supposed to cause short-term memory loss, which we've seen along the way, but he's doing kind of a lot of mumbling, a lot of gibberish. A lot of times his sentences don't make sense, but then other times he talks about things like, the other day, somebody cut me off, and I was like, "Scheiße," and which is something I say all the time. And Benny says, like, "Scheissehausen," it wasn't even that. It was something. Anyways, he used the word like this, like German military bazooka or something, and he just like spouted off like, "Yeah. Do you know where that saying came from? That came from, it's German, and it's like Scheiße for shit, and then whatever this Hause whatever was a rocket." And he's like, "It means shit rocket in German." And he just thought it was like the funniest thing. And I'm like, look, and I'm like, you don't even remember how to put your pants on in the morning, but you know what, like, Scheissehausen? Anyways, it was just like, it's just so strange, and it doesn't make any sense, and I know none of this makes sense, and maybe one day we'll understand, and we'll be able to ask why and make sense of things, but right now it just doesn't make sense. So it would make sense that nothing would make sense. we had some, Benny was having some trouble with an immense amount of swelling in his brain. We had a CT scan last week, and they found quite a bit of swelling, which was causing a lot of nausea and vomiting, and it was almost like he was drunk all the time. And so they gave him the coveted Decadron. It's a steroid. So that's helped with some of the swelling. It also gives him a ferocious appetite. So like last night, we were having lasagna, which came from some friends in Cleveland. They literally made a 20-pound lasagna and shipped it to us frozen. And we were able to enjoy it last night. So thank you, Blanchards. That was very, very sweet of you. And it was absolutely delicious. And I decided I was going to make some garlic bread to go with it. So I bought like this giant loaf of bread, like, you know, like a giant loaf of bread, this Italian bread. And I had the whole loaf sitting out there, the whole loaf. We get up to eat, and Benny has eaten the entire loaf of bread, sans 2 small pieces that are about this big. The entire loaf of bread. He didn't even realize he ate the entire loaf of bread. He just sat down and just kept eating and eating and eating, and that's what Decadron does. It just makes you eat, eat, eat. So that was it's just a funny thing. One of those like funny moments that we'll probably tell stories about later. If you remember the time that we were all gonna have lasagna and Benny ate the whole loaf of garlic bread. So, yeah, that's one of the fun memories and one of the fun experiences that you kind of store away in your head, and when you're having a hard day, you bring it up. I don't even, being a caregiver is so difficult. It's probably, God, I'm ugly crying, this whole thing. It's the most rewarding and the most challenging thing I think I will ever experience, or anyone could ever experience in their life. It's watching someone suffer and not being able to do anything about it. You're completely powerless. They know they're gonna die, yet they're taking all these measures to try to prolong their life. And as Benny says, sometimes I just don't understand the point. Why am I making myself so sick trying to fight this? Why am I fighting it so hard if it's just gonna win in the end? And I know I've talked to other people whose spouses are in the same boat. And I've just kind of started this thing with Benny, and I say, all you have to do today is just sit here on the couch, or all you have to do today, the only thing you have to do today is take this one pill, because it might make you better. So right now, all you have to do is take this pill. I don't care what else you do today, just take the pill. Or all you have to do today is get dressed and walk out the door and lay on that table. That's all you have to do today. I won't make you do anything else, but please just do this. Sometimes he cries himself to sleep, and I say, all you need to do is just go to sleep. Just go. That's all you have to worry about right now, is just go to sleep, and just don't worry about this while you're sleeping. While you're sleeping, you don't have to think about it. You can just sleep. And you can be free of cancer while you sleep. You can be free of the thoughts of leaving your family behind. You can be free of the thoughts of being sick and nauseous, or am I going to suffer? What is my death going to be like? And you can just sleep. It's hard. It's so hard. But it's real. And you just keep fighting. And when we say fight now, fight's a little different. Fight right now is fighting to stay positive, and I think just fighting to get to the next moment. I think that there are a lot of others who will identify with that. You don't have to have cancer to identify with fighting just to get through to the next moment. I really had really bad depression, and I would just have to think to myself, you just have to get to the next moment. And Benny was there through the whole thing, like, fight, fight to get to the next moment. You just need to just live minute by minute if that's what you have to do, or hour by hour. And that's where he's at, and that's where we're at. And I remind him that we have 2 beautiful boys that he needs to be here for. But at the same time, if treatment is too much, if feeling this way is too much for him, it's his body and it's his life, and he has the choice of whether or not he wants to continue the treatment or forego the treatment and just live what he has left without doctor's appointments and things like that. But so far he's chosen that. I know this is what's best for me. So that's where we're at. And if you know me, you know I'm not really a crier. I don't think I've ever cried so much in my life. I love my husband, and I love my children. And to think that one day my boys aren't going to have their dad. I'm trying to explain that to them. To be a single mom, I have so many amazing single mom friends who I admire so much, and I always wondered how they did it, but one day I'll find out, and I hope I can be as strong as them. So everyone talks about how they admire the strength that there is. Strength doesn't mean no tears, and strength doesn't mean not showing emotion. Most of the time I don't show emotion, and I just try to deal with things on my own and in my own way behind closed doors. And I just felt like it was time to just, not that I'm not real, because I am an extremely positive person, and most of the time I don't cry. But this week has been really hard, particularly this weekend. There's been a lot of crying. And I just felt it on my heart that I just wanted to share what it's like and what this weekend was like, because it's not easy. And to all of you who are going through things like this, God, I am so sorry. And I feel your pain. And man, if you ever want to talk, if you ever want to just not talk and just have somebody to sit with and just be silent and just not be alone, but not have to talk or explain or reassure other people, I know what that's like. I'm here, and even if it's just emailing or messaging, I hope you know that you have someone who cares and loves for you and recognizes the work that you do. Be strong and be brave. When it seems like it's really difficult to do that, you can do it. And for your babies, man, love your babies every moment of every day. Love your friends and your family, your community, and there's no reason to be an asshole to anybody. Be kind and be generous, and just love every day and love every moment, and make the best of every moment, because life changes really fast, and sometimes it's not for the best. And when that happens, you don't want to look back and have regrets. You want to look back and say, man, I had one awesome life, and we made a great life together, and it's kind of where we're at right now. So be excellent to one another, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and you hug your family, and you tell people how much you love them.